What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Sorry about that. Hey, everybody. Listen. Thank you, everybody who has been supporting me using your discount code at Black Girl Vitamins. If you have not already gotten your Black Girl Vitamins, please go down to blackgirlvitamins.co. Use your discount code ReallyBTV. Get 20. Yes, honey, 20% off. And when you get your order, send me a picture, send me a video, let me know. But I appreciate everybody who has been supporting and leaving it in the comments that you're supporting and all of those things. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get into this stuff, child, because we got some stuff to talk about today. Y'all know it was my first day back at work, honey. And then I'm going to tell y'all something. I've been back at work for one day, and I promise you, I feel like I have been there for 6 months already. I might have to just do a video just venting of all the things that happened today at work. I'm not going to do it right here, right now, because we have other stuff to talk about. But if a first day of school can be crazy, today was it. Okay. Work, school is open. School opens for the kids next week, but I had to be back today. Get 20% off plus free shipping. Okay, thank you, Quake. I didn't even know that. And you get free shipping. Listen, y'all can't beat that. And even if you are not a Black girl, you can still, you can get them some vitamins. And again, there's a little bit of everything to meet all of your vitamin needs. If you're going through menopause, if you looking at this one right here, that I just got is the hair, skin, and nails right here. Danny, drop your link. The hair, skin, and nails right here. I told you guys I have the collagen that I'm adding to my smoothies. I already was doing the iron, the probiotic, the sea moss. Listen, it's a whole situation over here, okay? And I do feel better. And I was telling y'all that even before I got the discount code, that I honestly felt better after taking the vitamins and taking them on a regular basis. All right, with that being said, Danny J, y'all know Danny J is the person that makes my ReallyBTV merch, my cups and stuff. She has added on her Etsy page, she has added Kamala Harris t-shirt. So if you've been looking for a Kamala Harris shirt and you want to support her small business, y'all get on over. She has dropped her link in the chat. Y'all go ahead and get on over there and y'all check out her Kamala Harris t-shirts. And with that being said, tonight is the first night of the DNC convention, the Democratic National Convention. Hillary Clinton will be speaking tonight. Joe Biden will be speaking tonight, from my understanding. Also, I believe Kerry Washington is one of the hosts for the week, or maybe just tonight. I don't know. I'm sure the lineup is out there, you guys. I'm sure the lineup is out there. El Teddy will be having a watch party over on his channel. I believe he has it scheduled for like 8:45, 9 o'clock-ish. So yeah, I know, hey, Joe and Hillary, right? Joe and Hillary are tonight. I told y'all. Now listen, if they starting the week with Joe and Hillary, what do y'all think? Usually the heavy hitters are at the end of the week. Like they build up, right? So we starting off the week with the current president and with the woman who almost became the first female president. I mean, we gotta know, y'all gotta know that Obama is there somewhere and they holding on to him to the end, or her, or Michelle. Anyway, so I'm not going to promise that I will be there. I'm not going to promise that I'll be over on El Teddy's tonight because, y'all, it's my first day back at work. Barack and Michelle are tomorrow. Thank you, boo. I knew they were coming. I don't have the schedule in front of me. And y'all know, anyway, it's the weirdo in me. It's the weirdo in me. I like to be surprised. So I really haven't been paying attention to the lineups because I really like being surprised. I'm that person. But I will be over there at some point in time this week. We're gonna live stream it together at some point in time, I think, or I'll be on his channel. One of the two. But I can't promise tonight because, baby, by the time I get off of here and get ready for work tomorrow, baby, I just might. I said I might be. I told El Teddy, I said I might be in your chat laying down, and y'all know I fall asleep. I said, El Teddy, you made the eye fall asleep. Somebody asked about my lipstick. It is Juvia's Place, of course. That's the next people I'm gonna try to give me a discount code for. So I'm gonna try to give me a discount code for the Juvia's Place lipstick, honey. But this is Juvia's Place, and it is called Fierce. It is Fierce. Okay. Kamala doesn't speak to the last night when she accepts the nomination. So Kamala will not be speaking, excuse me, until the end of the week. Her husband will probably speak. Like you said, tomorrow are the Obamas. So yeah, but her speech is when she's formally accepting the nomination for president, for the Democratic Party for president. Her vice president, Waltz, will probably speak. What's today? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Waltz will probably speak Wednesday. Her husband will probably introduce her, or will at least speak that night. I'm thinking they might get her husband to introduce her. I don't know. But we're going to see her husband. We're going to see Waltz. We're going to see the Obamas. Like you said, tonight we have Joe and Hillary. So it'll be nice. It'll be nice. What color did you have on yesterday? I missed the live, but caught the replay, and that color was pretty. I don't remember. It was was it red or was it brown? If it was a red color, it was this Juvia's Place called Rude Girl. If it was a brown color, it was Sheba mixed with some lip gloss. You think we will see the bushes? No. I don't think so. Big Brother schedule going to be messed up this week, but I'm okay with it this time. People actually want to listen to. Right. Yeah, the Big Brother schedule will be thrown off, but we'll be all right. You know they're going to get it in, child. You know, it wasn't glossy. It was a matte. Then it was this. It was this then. It was the Rude Girl. Then it was this. Mm-hmm. Hey, Ronnie. Technically, Hillary is our first woman president because she won the popular vote. That's not how that works, but if that makes you feel better, okay, boo. That's not how that works. We don't go by the popular vote here in the United States. So no, there's no technically to it. We go by the electoral college, and she didn't win the electoral college. So, but if that's what helps you sleep at night, you stick with that. You stay with that. Hey, everybody coming in. Shout out to the 100 people in the room. If you have not done so already, please hit that like button. Yeah. Please hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe. And again, donations are not required, but they are accepted and appreciated. Tracy said, my TV has been on C-SPAN all day. Y'all, I got to hang out with Tracy this weekend, and she is as much of a fool in real life as she is up here. Okay? I'm going to do that video. I know I owe y'all that. I'm going to do the video where we went to the Mystics game. We had a good time. I mean, there are things I would do differently next time, but we definitely had a good time. So we're going to get into that. All right, y'all. We have a couple of quick notes, and then we're going to get into some of the bigger stories, and then we're going to move on. Auntie Maxine, we might see Maxine. I don't know about Pelosi, child. I think that we might see Jeffries. Right, Ray Bishop. Hey, boo. We might get away with saying she was America's preference. Right. Sad days you never want to hang out with your brother. Who? Me? Kenneth. The tickets were on sale. You could have bought a ticket and hung out with us. It wasn't a secret group. I've been selling them tickets for 4 months. It's not a secret group. I know you know, Ronnie. I'm just messing with you. You're hoping for Beyonce? Well, keep hope alive. I'm not saying no or yes. I'm just saying keep hope alive, child. Keep hope alive. Maxine Waters just spoke. Well, there you go. Maxine Waters just spoke. Thank you, Janai. Did I say your name right, Janai? Yeah, I don't have it on. Maybe I should put it on. But see, I don't want. If I put it on, y'all know I'm gonna get distracted. So I don't want to put it on yet. I've been trying to do brunch for a year. I know, Kenneth, you are right, but not all the way in Glen Burnie. Nah, I would go to Glen Burnie. I would meet you in Glen Burnie. You're right. You know my ADHD is strong. Okay, you gotta hit me in my inbox, and we gotta nail down a date and time, and then boom, because I'll do that one day. We need to get together thing forever, so we gotta nail it down. The convention, they do stuff all day long. Yeah, it's all right. Pelosi spoke, Maxine Waters spoke. It's all about who makes the prime time, though. Who's gonna be on that prime time? So yeah, all of the Democratic heavy hitters are gonna be there. Like, let's be clear, and I'm sure they all have angled their way onto the schedule. It's just a matter of what we're gonna see during prime time. But anyway, with that being said, let's get into these stories. Now, right before I went live, Tracy slid me something, child. Tracy slid me something right before I went live. Looks like it's coming from Drew Sidora, honey. Y'all remember Drew Sidora's ex makeup assistant / I think this is the guy that was on the show. But I don't want to put nothing on him if it ain't him. But I really do. It says 2 gifted hands. He posted this down to the Instagram. He said, "You never win when you play dirty. The lies are finally coming to an end." At Drew Sidora, they said you're a commercial fraud specialist. # allegedly. And then somebody underneath that said, "No, she ain't pay you too." Like TOO. Then he posted a screenshot where he said, "Drew, my favorite girl, the feds are looking for you. Clink, clink, bitch. If you need a pen pal, call me, boo." Now, I don't know what the feds could possibly be looking for Drew Sidora for. Even if she wasn't paying him, I don't know. It could be any number of things, but until there's an indictment, an arrest warrant, or anything like that, I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna keep it moving. But that literally just fell in my lap right before I went live. So I said, well, I'll bring y'all what I have. All right, moving on. Right, fruit punch. He said, "Clink, clink, bish. Clink, clink, bish." But anyway, with that being said, let's go on to the next thing, because child, she ain't even on the agenda. We ain't spending a whole bunch of time on her because we got some bigger stories to get to, child. We're gonna get these little things out the way because we ain't gonna be here all night. We gotta get to the DNC. We gotta get to Chicago, okay? The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is coming back. It'll the premiere date is September the 18th. We've already kind of discussed those things. I just want to let you guys know, yes, I will be reviewing the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on my review channel. So if you are not subscribed and you want my reviews of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, get over to my review channel. Make sure you subscribe and be ready. What's that? A month from now, we'll be over because today's the 19th. So a month from now, Lord willing, we'll be talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Also, for those of you who have been around for a long time, and y'all remember my niecey that used to live with me during the Panorama. Y'all remember my niecey. We are going to be doing a panel review, myself and my niece. We are going to be doing a panel review of the Real Housewives of New York, the reboot. We are going to review that together. So again, for all of y'all that be asking about Niecy and y'all missing Niecy and yada, 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 y'all can catch her on the review channel. Thank you, Tracy. There is the link right there. So if you're not subscribed, to get subscribed and be ready when we get ready to go live. So you're going to get a panel for the Real Housewives of New Jersey with myself and my niece and Benji. Yes, her dog Benji, I'm sure, will make some cameos because he can't stay away from her. So I am sure Benji will be making some cameos. And yes, he just turned 1 year old in human years. He just turned 1 year old in human years. Okay. So there's that for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Now let me say this. Nicki Minaj sued a YouTuber, blogger by the name of Nosy Who, Heaux. You like my niece? I like my niece too. I love my niece, even though she crazy as hell and she give me a hard time. She gives me a hard time. But that's my boo, child. That's my boo. And she's the one that she wanted me to do the original Real Housewives of New York. Like, she loves the Real Housewives. So when she said, you know, when she brought it up, I was like, I think that's a good idea, because she really wanted me to do that. So anyway, so with that being said, right, you know she does. Okay. So, dang, I just lost my train of thought. So Nicki Minaj, so Nosy Ho, you know, she's a blogger, and she's on the Tasha K side of things, where she's very sensational. She has made some very bold claims about people. And one of the claims that she made some you and they crack me up. I'm ready, child. The Niecy era gave us some funny moments. I still crack up over y'all reviewing 90 Day Fiance. You were asking her all this way. Right, because I never watched the show, and she was watching it. And child, I was so lost watching 90 Day Fiance. Child, so lost. But if y'all weren't around, see, that's how I could tell who been here since the Banana Ramble, because she would be sitting behind me just giving me the blues, child. Anyway, let me put this on the list. I just, hold on, let me write this down before I forget. So she made these claims about Nicki Minaj doing drugs and things of that nature. And so Nicki Minaj sued her, right? Nicki Minaj sued her. Well, they have agreed to settle the lawsuit, and basically Nicki Minaj, to be honest, Nicki Minaj was really nice. I mean, I don't know what happened in negotiations. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I feel like Nicki Minaj had the money to drag this out, and she didn't. They settled the lawsuit where basically it was a keep my name out your mouth, or she's going to be fined something like $50,000 every time she says her name. So like $50,000. So she really got off with a slap on the wrist. Now, let's be clear. She ain't the first person or the only person that has made comments about Nicki Minaj and her drug use. But she was so adamant about it. And she was so, again, we have to be very, very careful with what we say and how we say it. And people tried to help her legally, and she would not listen to their legal advice. You know what I mean? Like, I've had attorneys that I'm cool with. If I say something, I've literally had attorneys call me or text me and be like, okay, I caught you live. You may want to be careful with how you say ... Right? I listen. I listen because I know they're trying to help me out. But I know when all that stuff was happening, people were really trying to help her. And it was just like, I think YouTube terminated her channel, and then she tried to bring back another channel, and then I think she went to Patreon, and she just kept, basically, she was adamant that what she was saying was right, and she had a right to say it. And like I said, regardless of how you feel about Nicki one way or the other, Nicki had the ability to drag this out and really bankrupt this woman and really put her in a position where she already didn't really have a lot of money. She said she couldn't afford her attorney to begin with. And she could have really made this really, 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 really bad. So I'm glad it was settled. And I hope that Nosy Ho does what she's supposed to do and keeps that woman's name out her mouth. Unless you got a Marcus Jordan picture, we can speculate all we want. We can talk about different things. And I know she's even done lyrics that talked about things, which is what Nosy Ho was saying. Well, she said it in this lyric and she said it in that lyric. But we already know that that's not something that's like, lyrics are expression. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Like, we have people all the time making songs saying that they did this and they did that and they did this and they did that. And all they got to say is it was just artistic expression. Like, I was just, I was lying. Like, I was making a song or I was writing a poem. It doesn't mean I did it. It doesn't mean I really, unalived somebody or or I was moving bricks like El Chapo. It doesn't mean that. It was a song. So even if she said, well, Nicki Minaj said it in her song, it's a song. And that is not going to be a defense in a court of law, at least not a strong defense in a court of law. So that was resolved. I know some of you guys were familiar with that story. I didn't really spend a lot of time on it. I think I might have mentioned it when it first happened, but it has been settled. And I think that Nicki Minaj, and again, I wasn't in that negotiating room and I'm not an attorney, and so maybe Nicki wasn't being as gracious as I think she was, but I feel like she was being gracious because I feel like at the very least, she had the money to drag it out. You know what I'm saying? Young Thug said his music is artistic expression. He got a RICO case. Right. He got a whole RICO case. But again, child, we ain't gonna go to listen. We are not gonna go down the YSL route tonight. We don't have time. Although that lady that's running, that Republican that's running against Fannie, Madam District Attorney, said, if y'all elect me, I'm throwing this out day one. That might be enough. Can I tell y'all something? Can I tell y'all something? Now, I'm only going to tell the tribe this, and if y'all tell anybody else I said it, I'm going to deny it, even though you got me on tape saying it. But just between us and, me and the 131 people that's in this room, and I hope y'all have all hit that like button because I'm about to tell y'all something. Can I tell y'all something? If I lived in Fulton County, I might vote for that white lady. Because when I tell y'all I'm so sick of this trial, it has become such a circus and embarrassing. It is just, at this point, y'all, this trial is embarrassing. That's a good question, Tracy. She asked me, as a content creator, do lawsuits like this make me look at reporting stories differently? Yes. I told you guys, people send me stuff all the time. And sometimes people send me stuff and come to find out it was true. But honestly, there are things that people have told me that I do. It gives me pause. I'm not going to lie. It does. And there are some things that as I set myself up as more of a business on this side of YouTube that I will do to protect myself. And I may feel a little more comfortable about saying certain things, but yes, there are absolutely things that I do not, people have told me that I do not repeat. And sometimes if that means I don't get the scoop, baby, I just don't get the scoop because some stuff, you'll be like y'all, if y'all can see some of the stuff that people tell me and I'll be like, ooh. And if I get to the point, you got to do your research and you have to make sure you can cover yourself. But yeah, it does. It does. Because there are a lot of pit holes. And the thing is, even though you can be protected, the amount of money it costs you to defend yourself is, So yeah. The star witness admitted to shooting up somebody. Yeah, the judge done had to recuse himself. The juror done got put down. The attorney then got had to write a 10-page essay. Like, baby, this thing has been a whole situation. We only got 71 likes. I know. Y'all, can we get 29 more likes, please, and thank you. The law officers of Hood and Ghetto need a branch in Georgia. Half these things can't be real. Right, Cindy? Child, the YSL's trial is like Australia breakdancing. It's the best thing ever. Let me tell you something. I'm trying to get a gift. I'm not that technical, but y'all, I need a gift of that lady rolling around on her side so that I can use that when I want to side eye y'all. Just know that I need that gift. And when I get that gift, I got to figure out how to upload it, child. I'm not that good with this kind of stuff. Like, I've tried to upload gifts and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But I'm going to have to try to upload. I want that gift of that lady. I want her rolling around on her side. And just know that when I get that gift and I play that gift while we're doing the tribe meetings, just know that means this can't be real. Just know that when I play the gift, that is my way of saying this can't be real. Or I'm side-eyeing you. Whichever one. Nosy used to go in on Nicki's husband over the SA allegations. I wonder if that played a part in the decision to file a lawsuit. Maybe, Kimberly. That's a good point. Maybe. But yeah. So there's that. Okay, there's that. I had something to say that is gonna make me sound like the old lady in the room. Actually, before I go there, let me just mention this real quick. Lifetime Television for the last week and next week, they are going to be there's a movie that came on last week on Lifetime last Saturday night. Terry McMillan presents. It's executive produced by Terry McMillan. The movie that came on last week was with Garcelle Bouvet and Layla Rashawn. She looked good. Layla Rashawn looked good. You could tell she lost a little weight, girl. Remember they was posting all the pictures of how much weight she done gained and her, but that when her husband had, was out here cheating on her and stuff like that. Hey, Cheryl Boo. But baby, Layla Rashawn looked good. She looks good. Okay, she wasn't a main character. She was, but Garcelle Bouvet was the main character, and she plays, a world-renowned chef, Michelin star chef that has to go back home to South Carolina because her aunt, got hurt, and she falls in love with a younger man. That's the general story. I ain't telling you more. That's in the trailer. I ain't told you nothing. So that was on, and then next Saturday is Taye Diggs and Megan Good. The movie is called Forever. You found the gift, Gabby? Okay. Can you email it to me, and then I have to figure out how I can upload it into this thing, into StreamYard. Thank you, boo. I'm gonna play around with it tonight, see if I can upload it into StreamYard. So with that being said, y'all, somebody said, was it good? I wish they would have promoted it more. So let me say this with you guys. I think she looks good. What's my email? ReallyBThePodcast@gmail.com. Hold on. ReallyBThePodcast@gmail.com. Oh, thank you, Xavier. I took a picture with Layla Rashawn and Loretta Devine back in the day. Loretta Devine is in the movie too. She's got a small little cameo, but she's in the movie too. She plays the best friend of the older aunt. She plays the best friend of the aunt. So she's in it too. So let me say this. Somebody said, is the movie good? I'm gonna say this, and it depends on what you like in movies. Let me say that. I liked the movie until the last minute. I thought it was a cute movie. I thought it was realistic when you start talking about, older women that have put their career first. When I say older, I mean middle-aged, because she's going through menopause and stuff, that put her career first. And now, the dealing with being in love with a younger man. It was very much shades of how Stella got her groove back, with that whole thing about her falling in love with a younger man and dealing with processing, being older and younger. It was a really good romantic little movie. It was. I did not like the ending. And I don't want to tell y'all too much because the movie just came out. I want y'all to go watch it because I do want us to support it. But I'm going to tell you about, if you don't want to hear my reasoning, go ahead and just, hit the mute button for like 20 seconds. Because I'm not going to tell you how it ended. I'm just going to tell you why I don't like how it ended. I like movies that give me a beat, especially rom-coms or comedies and stuff. I want a beginning, a middle, and an end. Don't try to get fancy. Don't try to make me think. I do not want a think piece when I'm looking at a romantic comedy. Or just a romantic, Harlequin romance situation. I don't want to have to sit down and process what I think happened. Tell me what the fuck happened. Okay? It's kind of like, okay, hey, Corey. Thank you, boo. It's kind of like me and my best friend. To this day, we debate over the ending of The Bodyguard. To this day, we debate over the ending of The Bodyguard. Did she stay with that man or did she leave? Because at the end of the movie, she's running off the plane and she goes and gives him a big old hug. But then the song that's playing is saying how, look, I know we can't be together, but I will always love you. So what happened? Was that a final goodbye hug? Like, I know we can't be together, but let me run off this plane and be real dramatic and give you a final hug because I love you? Or did they make it work? Like, Can you just give me a 10 years later and we see them sitting on a porch down in the country drinking lemonade or something? Like, that's all I needed. That's all I needed. Okay? I don't want to sit here and have to and think about it. It was a goodbye. Right. But that's what I say. That's what I say. So the ending of the movie, you got on as soon as you said it. So the ending of the movie, for me, it was similar like that. For me. I got to the end and they started playing the credits and I was like, maybe I even rewound it because I said maybe I got distracted and maybe I missed something. And I was like, all they needed to give me was a 1 year later. That's all I needed from this movie. This movie for me would have been perfect. All I needed was a 1 year later and then tell me what happened. I just needed a 1 year later, right? But it's a good movie. Your mom recorded it, you didn't watch. It's a decent movie, like I said, but some people like movies like that. I do not like. See, Xavier said he likes them. So it depends on what you like in a movie. Do I think the movie itself was a good movie? Yes. It was not a Tubi movie. It was not like bad weaves and chopped up dialogue. There were a couple of times where I caught something that I was like, but nothing, nowhere near the level of a Tubi movie, right? Not even bootleg, it really was a Lifetime quality movie. If you watch Lifetime movies, in my opinion, it was on the quality level of a Lifetime movie, right? It wasn't like, oh, well, it was good, on a life, but you could tell that they didn't have the same budget. No, it was a decent movie. Like, you definitely, Garcelle definitely had a hair budget. Okay. She definitely had a wardrobe. Well, for what it was supposed to be, she had a wardrobe budget. I mean, she wasn't going to no galas and wearing couture or nothing like that. I mean, she was in Beaufort, South Carolina, doing Beaufort, South Carolina stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it was cute. Like, she didn't look like they got her clothes out of Target, So it was for that, yes. And I'm going to watch the one next week with Taye Diggs and Megan Good. I'm going to watch it. It's called Forever. I'm going to watch it. I hope not. It's not Tubi with Terry McMillan name on it. And I'm up and down with Terry McMillan. Like, I really used to love Terry McMillan, but my biggest problem, and you know what's funny? My biggest problem with Terry McMillan is what happened in this movie. So I guess I should have, you know what? I honestly shouldn't have been surprised. I honestly should not have been surprised. My problem with Terry McMillan, with her books, is exactly what happened in the movie. Shouldn't have been surprised. Okay. And what I'm saying, so here's my biggest criticism of Terry McMillan has always been Terry McMillan writes a really, really good book for like the first 80% of the book. And then it's almost like she gets tired of the characters and tired of the story, and then she just wants to hurry up and end it. That is how I feel. So I've been reading Terry McMillan's long before Waiting to Exhale. I read Terry McMillan's first couple of books that most people never even read. I read Mama. I read Disappearing Acts. And there was another one that she came out with before Waiting to Exhale. And then once Waiting to Exhale hit, it just blew up. What's it called? Sisters and Friends or something. She had another book, I think, before Waiting to Exhale. But I know Disappearing Acts and I know Mama. And when I read Mama, I felt the same thing. And when I read Disappearing Acts, I felt the same thing. Those were two really good books. And for like the first 80% of the book. And then almost, it was like at the end, it was just kind of like, yeah, I'm sick of these characters. And she did the same thing in Waiting to Exhale. Waiting to Exhale was a really good book until like about 80% in. And then it was almost like she was like, I'm just tired of these characters. And it was like she was just trying to hurry up and just end it. That's how I felt reading it. Because I got so deep into these characters, and then the end was kind of like, eh. And then How Stella Got Her Groove Back. I never even read How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Let me tell you something. I tried to read How Stella Got Her Groove Back, and I could not read it. So then I said, okay, let me listen to it on tape. Because back then, it was when I first started listening to books on tape. See, Quake said the same thing. Her books start so strong and then they die. Thank you. That's how I felt. Oh, that's how I feel. I got her book on tape. I went to the library and I got the book on tape. It was her. Terry McMillan's voice irritates me. And I'm sorry to say it, but it just did. Then she went through this bitter phase. We know she went through the whole thing with her husband, and we know how that whole thing went down. So then she went through this whole bitter phase. A Day Late and a Dollar Short. That book was decent. I was able to get through that. It was decent. But if I'm being honest, I think that's the last Terry McMillan book I read was A Day Late and a Dollar Short. I think that was the last Terry McMillan book I read. I tried to read the sequel to Waiting to Exhale, and it was absolutely horrible. I did not get past the second chapter. I did not get past the second chapter. And I don't want to spoil it for nobody. So I don't want to tell y'all why I couldn't get past the second chapter. But here's what I will say, and then we're going to move on because I ain't even mean to spend this much time on this part. But here's what I will say. I hate sequels that undo everything the first book did or movie. Same thing with movie sequels. I hate sequels that undo everything that the first movie did. Like or that is a total duplicate of the first movie. I absolutely hate movies that are that are just the same fucking thing. For example, I'll give y'all an example. 48 Hours and Another 48 Hours. If y'all ever saw this for the old heads. If y'all ever saw 48 Hours, the original 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte, right? Eddie Murphy plays a con. Nick Nolte is a cop. He needs Eddie Murphy to help him solve a case. That's the short version of the story. Through the movie, of course, they become cool. I don't know if friends is the word. Friends is a pretty strong word. But by the end of the movie, there was definitely a respect level there that had been earned. And they definitely built on, I'm going to say, a friendship. I'm gonna just put it that way. A friendship. Well, they do the sequel, Another 48 Hours, and literally they were right back at square one. Literally, they were right back at hating each other, calling each other names. And I was like, why are we starting right back? And literally, Another 48 Hours was the exact same movie. Those are the type I hate. Or I hate, I hate those types. So for me, Waiting to Exhale, something she did at the beginning of the book made me not want to finish reading the book. Like the first two chapters, totally, in my opinion, totally destroyed everything that happened in the first book. So I couldn't even tell you. I don't even know what happened in the sequel. I'm glad they never made the movie because I feel like the movie would have sucked because the book sucked. So there. Coldest Winter Ever was really good. It was really good. What was the one, the guy, what was his name? The guy that Winter was in love with, the Muslim guy. I read his sequel. It was interesting, but if you were looking for a sequel to Coldest Winter Ever, then that was not it. But it was interesting. And then the sequel to Coldest Winter Ever, I think she just waited too long. I think she waited too long to write it because it was sort of like, I honestly, Xavier, I don't think I finished the sequel. Midnight, that's what it was. Midnight. Thank you, K-Smile. Midnight. Yeah. Midnight was interesting, but if you were looking for another Coldest Winter Ever, it was totally different from Coldest Winter Ever. It was totally different, but it was interesting. If I had just found that book and I didn't know it was connected to Coldest Winter Ever, I might have enjoyed it more. But I think I was reading it, and now the whole time I was waiting for something that didn't come. I was waiting for some connection to Winter and her father or some. I was waiting for something, but neither here nor there. Baby, when she mentioned Winter having an affair with the devil, I threw. See, I know I didn't get that far. Okay. I know I didn't get that far. All right, moving on, y'all. See, that's a conversation we should be having on the other channel that I don't even be on no more, child. That's the conversation on the book channel. We should be having those conversations. Okay, but neither here nor there. We still want to support when Lifetime reaches out and wants to have, Black movies on there. We do still want to try to give our support. Last year when they did Mary J. Blige, I watched those book movies, and the movies actually weren't that bad. They really weren't. I mean, again, I feel like they were the level of a Lifetime rom-com type story. And the two movies, now in the case of the Mary J. Blige movies, the two movies were connected. So it was almost like a part one and then the sequel, which I thought was cute because it was their story about how they met in college and, kind of how they were torn apart. And then the second book picks up like 10 years later. They both moved on into their career and they sort of reconnect, and then it gets into that. So I thought those were pretty cute books. I mean, I keep saying books, movies. I thought they were cute. From my understanding, Candy Burrs sort of has that type of thing happening as well. She has from my understanding, she has a project coming up on Lifetime as well. But that's what I heard through the grapevine. Okay. Now let's get into this. This is the one that I've said. This is what I'm about to sound like the old lady in the room in a minute. So Xavier, get ready to call us all old and outdated. Y'all, can we just put Sexy Red back where we found her? Can we all agree that Sexy Red represents the worst of where we are in our society right now with what we accept and how low the bar is? Sexy Red might be a very nice girl. I don't know her in real life. But can we all agree that she is where the bar is? The lowered version of the bar. I mean, now, yeah. Now they see, okay, you with me when I'm right. Okay, Sexy Red is trash. Okay. Now, we talked about this, I think, before when she said she was going. Thank you, Gabby. I see the gift. I'm going to try to get on there. I'm going to try to pull it up. We tried this before. I mean, we heard about this before, but it had not actually happened. But Sexy Red has a new lip gloss line coming out. And I'm just going to read y'all the names of the lip gloss line. Coochie Juice. Booty Hole Brown. Nut. Pussy Hole Pink. Yellow Discharge. Gonorrhea. Blue Balls. And this last one is so nasty, I really don't even want to say it. Sex on my, what a woman gets once a month. I'm going to just leave it at that. Y'all, first of all, why would you want any of this on your lips? Even if it's just the name. The closest one that I could ever see me even thinking about is Pussy Hole Pink. And I still don't want nothing on my lips called Pussy Hole Pink. But the fact that what? I can't even. It's just nasty. It's just nasty. And let me say this to the parents. And I know this none of the tribe members. I know it's none of my tribe. But let me say this to the parents. As a teenager, who snuck things past her parents, as most of us did. As a teenager that grew up in the 80s and 90s, and my parents, well, my mama, not so much my daddy, because but I had to sneak certain songs past my parents because with certain things we weren't allowed to listen to, and the cursing and all of that, and even some of the subject language. So I'm not talking about in cases where things, we know that kids can sneak things past. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about how you get stuff in the house and your parents don't know. We have all been there and done that. I know I have. So I'm not talking about if your child thinks it's a good idea to go buy some coochie juice lip gloss and you don't know she got it. I ain't talking about that. But here's what I am talking about. See how this picture right here look like it's a little gift set where you can get all 8 of the lip glosses. What I better not see is nobody buying this for their child for Christmas and putting it under the tree thinking it's cute. I don't want nobody thinking, oh, it's just some lip gloss. What's the big deal? It's just cute. It's funny. No, it's not. It's not. See, this is what I mean when I say we lower the bar. I don't want to get on my soapbox, so I'm just going to say this. This is what I mean when I say we have no... When I say we, y'all, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about as a society. The fact that number one, the fact that she thought this was cute, funny, and a good idea, and the fact that clearly somebody has manufactured it, and it is going to be... You can buy this somewhere. Somewhere you can buy this. Right, Tracy said a bar is in hell. It clearly is. I saw that and I said, you got to be kidding me. You literally have got to be kidding me. And Xavier, she is nobody's millennial. If you don't go sit down somewhere and take her ass with you, talking about she a damn millennial. You a millennial lie. Now, Xavier. Now, I was with you when you said that you ain't with her, but don't be trying to give her to the wrong people. Now, she belong with y'all. Right. I don't know what. Hey, Nay, I was just talking about you and Benji. I told them we're going to be doing our Real Housewives of New York review. And they're all looking forward to it, child. They all looking forward to it. They miss you, they said. They said they missed you. I joined late, but you said you wanted sexy red lip gloss for Christmas. You better not. You better not. Now listen, one thing I know about you don't waste no money, so you will be wasting your money. Okay? Now, that's how I get her. She'll be wasting her money. Hey, what's up, El Teddy? All right. Now let's get into, I know that some of y'all wanted me to get excited over this Diddy news. Let me explain to y'all why this Diddy thing is nothing to get excited about. El Teddy said, y'all talking about sexy red, I gotta go. Yeah, child. Here's the thing. Right. It reminds me of the scene from Boomerang when Strange was coming up with names for her perfume. Yeah, that's true. If she wanted to name her perfume Pussy, right? Didn't she want to name it Pussy or Pussy Juice or something, child? They said she's excited about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. She misses us all. Yes, you were actually on my mind too. I said, I need to call. I ain't talked to Nan in a couple of weeks. I need to call to see how she doing. And then that's when I saw you posted about Benji's birthday, child, and all of his birthday gifts. Afterbirth, that's right. It was called Afterbirth, right? Afterbirth. Pussy, yeah, I knew it was something with pussy. It was pussy. It was friend, yeah. But even then, they were trying to be classy with it. Pussy. You know what I mean? Not pussy juice. Ugh. Anyway, moving right along, child. Moving right along. It's your first day taking your Black Girl vitamins. You got to let me know how you like them. Yes. Got them right here. You gotta let me know how you like them. And thank you for supporting me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So here's the reason why we don't need to get excited about this Diddy situation. Okay, so let me break down what's going on. I know it's y'all know they got to give you the sensational headline. So it was like Diddy facing criminal charges, whatever. So here's what happened. The lady, one of the women that is suing Diddy, the one we read, because we done read all the lawsuits. The one who said that she used to dance at his white parties and, was assaulted and things of that nature. What happened was she went to Miami-Dade Police Department and wanted to file criminal charges. Miami-Dade took the report. However, there was not enough evidence to substantiate a criminal warrant, and in some cases, the statute of limitations had passed. But what they said is that they would forward her information to the federal investigation that is going on. So first of all, the reason why this is a nothing burger is because y'all don't think the feds already got this information. She filed a whole lawsuit. Remember, I told y'all that the feds allegedly have talked to everybody that has filed a lawsuit against Diddy. Okay, boo. Don't forget, y'all, to check out Danny's website. If you're looking for your Kamala Harris t-shirts, it's on her Etsy page. Y'all make sure y'all check it out. The email is in my description box. Because that's also where you can find your ReallyBTV merch. So it's if you're interested, y'all go over there. And I gotta go over there when I get over here, Danny, so I can order me one. So first of all, the feds already had that information, and if they wanted to talk to her, either they already talked to her or they didn't want to talk to her because she filed that lawsuit months ago. And again, either if they did or they didn't. Number two, you went to file criminal charges, and they said either A, there wasn't enough proof to substantiate a criminal warrant, or the statute of limitations had run out. Now, she said that she was going to go to New York and she was going to try to file in New York as well. Now, they did take the report, but again, that's not a big deal either. Like, somebody could break into, well, I don't want to put that on me. Somebody could break into somebody's car and the police will take the report. That does not mean they're going to put a whole lot of effort into looking for the person that broke into your car. I mean, we just going to call a thing, right? I mean, somebody broke into my car one time and literally all they took was a really expensive pair of sunglasses that they can't wear because they had medicine in the lenses. And I mean, the police they took a report and they gave me a case number, but the likelihood that I'm ever going to hear anything about a pair of sunglasses that was stolen out of my car, I mean, it was clearly a bunch of kids just walking around trying to see if the door was open, and my door was like a dummy. My door was probably open, and they just ransacked my car to see what they could steal. Clearly, if they wanted to steal my car, they would have. Clearly, if they wanted to damage my car, they could have. So the police were just I'm sure the police was side-eyeing me like, girl, you called us out here for some sunglasses? But at the time, I was mad because I had just got those sunglasses. Like, I literally had only had them sunglasses like 2 days, and they were expensive as fuck, and I was mad. So yeah, the police taking the report really don't mean nothing. So I saw the headline, and at this point, I told y'all I'm just over getting excited over Diddy headlines. I am. I know that there are a lot of bloggers that make every Diddy headline a big thing. And don't get me wrong, there's something people want to talk about it, then we can talk about it. But honestly, y'all, to me, it was just a nothing burger. I mean, I get it. She filed criminal charges, but it's not like they're going to charge him. They just said there's nothing there. And they also said they're forwarding it to the feds. And again, I feel like that's a nothing burger because, again, y'all think the feds couldn't find... I mean, the feds already had the information. The feds are moving slow and stuff with Diddy. Let me say, yes, they are, Marnie. But let me say this too. In most investigations, especially when we're looking at federal cases, especially if we're looking at potential RICO cases, which I'm told they're trying to make this a RICO thing, usually they do move slow. It feels a lot slower to us because we're waiting and because it's Diddy and because it's so sensational, right? But the reality of the situation is when you look at a lot of these cases, they've been going on, they've been investigating for years. They've been investigating for years. So it seems like, but honestly, yeah. When you look at, remember Whitehead, they had been investigating that thing with Whitehead for a minute. Like that didn't just happen overnight. And then once they indicted him, it still took over a year before his case went to trial. You know, so yeah. With that being said, I still think that an indictment is imminent. But I think when it comes down, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. The feds have all the info, so they know some they know won't stick. But if they take him to trial, feds usually win. Can take you right, Connie Chung Black. Yes, exactly. And we've already talked about that. When the Southern District of New York swings, they very, very, very rarely miss. Very rarely miss. When they swing, baby. So we'll see. We'll see. It's been real quiet since Whitehead been gone. Child, let me tell you something. I met on the cruise two of the women that went on the cruise with us. They're subscribers. They're not my subscribers, but they watch YouTube. And that's what they, out of all of the videos that they did, they were like, man, I sure used to love your Whitehead videos. I said, that damn Whitehead boy. They said, man, I used to love that preacher you used to talk about all the time. I said, Whitehead. And both of them said that to me. I said, that is hilarious to me. That is hilarious to me. Hey, boo. Hey, Treasure. That's mother. Spilly Boy, a.k.a. Spilly Boy. I told the MAGA story the other... Did I tell it? I think I told the MAGA story the other day. No, I didn't. I told Tracy and her sister when we went out to eat. When I do my cruise review / Mystics game review, I'm going to tell the story. But no, I didn't finish telling it. My bad. Right. It was Tracy, right. When I was talking to her and her sister, I told the story. Okay. All right, let's get into these last couple of stories so we can get on over to Chicago and get over to the DNC, shall. All right, speaking of criminals, allegedly, y'all want the update on the Tiffany Henyard on the Supermare, or do y'all want me to go over this new Michael Oher interview? Which y'all want first? The Michael Oher, because y'all been asking me for an update on Michael Oher, The Blind Side. Now, I don't know if I have much of an update, but he did do an interview today and it's the first time that he has spoken since the lawsuit. Okay, I see one Michael Oher. I see one Supermare. Okay, well, we got 1 and 1. Let me see. I've been living for the Treasure lives these past few weeks. Hopefully the car issues are resolved. Oh, yes, Nate. My niece said hopefully the car issues are resolved. Okay, I see most people are saying Michael Oher. So we'll do Michael Oher first, and then we'll do the Supermare. Because listen, this Supermare update is so ridiculous. Y'all ain't even going to believe it. Y'all ain't even going to believe what I got to tell y'all about the Supermare. Y'all are not gonna believe what I got to tell y'all about this Supermare. Let's get over. We'll do the Michael Oher interview first. And I'm reading through this. So now it's called Michael Oher Speaks Out for the First Time Since Filing Lawsuit Against Sean and Leanne Tui. I got it. He got it together, Niecy Pooh. Tiffany is a trip, child. Tiffany's a mess. The former NFL player is suing Leanne and Sean Tui, whose relationship with Oher inspired the 2009 movie The Blind Side. Okay, Michael Oher is opening up about his ongoing legal proceedings. So that answers your first question. The legal proceedings are not over. It says ongoing. So they have not settled. They have not resolved it. So that answers y'all's first question. Because when people were like, what's the update? That's the first thing. The former NFL player explained in an August 18th interview with the New York Times why it took him several years to file the lawsuit against the Tuis, whose relationship with Oher inspired the movie. Yeah, okay, we ain't gonna keep reading through that. So if you want the whole interview, you guys can go to the New York Times, yesterday's edition of the New York Times, and y'all can just read through the whole interview. This is a synopsis of the interview because y'all know the New York Times be writing them long articles. So this is a synopsis. So if y'all want the whole breakdown, y'all can go there. In the lawsuit, Oher sought to end the Tuohy's conservatorship and to stop them from using his name, image, and likeness. Pro football is a hard job, he said. You have to be locked in 100%. I went along with their narrative because I really had to focus on my career, not things off the field. Oher spent 5 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens, 1 season with the Tennessee Titans, and 2 seasons with the Carolina Panthers before he ended his NFL career in 2016. He opened up about how seeing a fictionalized version of his life play out in The Blind Side affected him emotionally. For a long time, I was so angry mentally with what I was with what I was going through. I want to be the person I was before The Blind Side, personality-wise. I'm still working on it. Oher filed a court petition against the Tuohys in August of 2023, in which he claimed that the couple had exploited his story for financial gain. He also alleged that the Tuohys never legally adopted him, despite presenting themselves as his adoptive parents over the years. In the lawsuit, the former Baltimore Ravens tackle said that the Tuohys duped him into believing he was signing adoption papers when he was 18, when in reality he was entering into a legal conservatorship that gave the Tuohys control over his business affairs. His court petition alleged that Oher discovered this lie to his chagrin and embarrassment in February of 2023, when he learned that the conservatorship to which he consented on the basis that doing so would make him a member of the Tuohy family, in fact, provided him no familial relationship with the Tuohys. Oher, in a statement to NBC News at the time, said, "I am disheartened by the revelations shared in the lawsuit today. This is a difficult situation for my family and me. I want to ask everyone to please respect our privacy at this time. For now, I will let the lawsuit speak for itself and will offer no further comment." The Tuohy family had disputed the allegations in Oher's lawsuit. They said, "Anyone with a modicum of common sense can see that the outlandish claims by Michael Oher and the Tuohy family are hurtful and absurd," an attorney for Leanne and Sean Tuohy said in a statement shared with Today on August of 2023. The idea that the Tuohys have ever sought to profit off of Michael Oher is not only offensive, it is transparently ridiculous. The attorney's statement also called Oher's lawsuit a shakedown and challenged Oher's claims that he had been deceived into entering into a conservatorship. In spite of the false allegations in the lawsuit, the Tuohys have always been upfront about how a conservatorship from which not one penny was received was established to assist with Mr. Oher's needs, ranging from getting him health insurance and obtaining a driver's license to helping with college admissions. In September of 2023, court filing, the Tuohys said there was never an intent to adopt Oher. They also vehemently denied that they told Oher that they intended to legally adopt him. Then why did they put it in the book, in the movie? Oh, okay. Clearly, the respondents loved the petitioner and as a result provided him with shelter, food, and clothing, and in fact bought him more than one vehicle for his personal use. In fact, they have always felt that the petitioner was like a son and have used that on occasion, but not in the legal sense. In September 2023, a Tennessee judge ruled to terminate the conservatorship agreement in which Oher had entered in 2004. In his recent interview with the New York Times, Oher denied that he had filed a lawsuit because he needed the money. He said, "I worked hard for that moment when I was done playing and saved my money so I could enjoy that time. I've got millions of dollars. I'm fine." The original petition said Oher made no money off the film, which was released after he completed his college career and would not have affected his NCAA eligibility. The Tuohys in November 2023 filed a petition saying that Oher texted them saying he was robbed of his share of the movie's proceeds. A statement and accounting also filed by the family in November 2023 shows the proceeds split 5 ways and that Oher and the Tuohys receiving $138,000 apiece. of the text sent to the Tuohys, Oher told the New York Times, "I was just still trying to figure things out," he said. "I didn't think anything of it." Oher denies receiving royalty checks. He also shared his frustration with how The Blind Side betrayed his character, saying the movie made him appear dumb or stupid. "It's hard to describe my reaction," he told the New York Times about the first time he saw the film. "It seemed kind of funny to me, to tell the truth. It was like a comedy about someone else. It didn't register, but social media was just starting to grow, and I started seeing stuff like 'I'm dumb, I'm stupid.' Every article about me mentioned The Blind Side like it was a part of my name." He added that he worries about how his portrayal on screen might have perceived the way people view his sons and daughters, whom he shares with his wife, Tiffany Roy. "If my kids can't do something in class, will their teacher think their dad is dumb? Is that why they're getting child?" Ain't nobody gonna worry about that. As a teacher, Michael, I'm here to tell you, child, ain't nobody worried about that. Or opened up about the complexities of his feelings toward the Tuohys. While their relationship has grown contentious, Oher also holds positive memories about how the family helped him when he was younger. "Honestly, it was great. I had a bed to stay on. I was eating good. They got me a truck," he said of the time he spent with the Tuohys as a teenager. He reflected on how his bond with the Tuohys shifted over time. "The first time I heard 'I love you,' it was Sean and Leanne saying it," he said. "When that happens at 18, you become vulnerable. You let your guard down, and then you get everything stripped from you. It turns into a hurt feeling. The lawsuit is ongoing." Yep. So, honestly, y'all, I don't really feel like we learned a whole lot than what we did not know. Thank you, D. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, I need to do that. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I'll probably do that next month. But thank you. Yes. Yeah, I don't really feel like we learned a whole lot more. I mean, we know that the conservatorship was resolved, but we know that the lawsuit has not ended. So that's probably the best we got out of that, is that the lawsuit is still ongoing, but he is no longer under the conservatorship. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing, that the conservatorship has been resolved. Okay. Okay. So let's get into this Tiffany Henyard update. Now, I know I told y'all I was gonna probably have to do a separate Tiffany Henyard live, but baby, I just have to slide this in here. And we just have to, because baby, this thing is just it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So let me tell y'all this. I don't even know where we left off. So I'm gonna start where I think we left off. Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton Township. The last I think we talked about was the fact that the guy who was the acting chief of police has now been indicted for bankruptcy fraud. Did we talk about that? Officer Lacey, the man who made over $200,000 in overtime that he wasn't entitled to because he wasn't even eligible for overtime, on top of his salary, has now been indicted for lying about his bankruptcy. Now, that's the same thing that the other guy, Keith, what's his name? The other guy, the Keith guy, same thing with him. He was indicted for lying about his bankruptcy. Now, we know that he has become a government informant against Tiffany Henyard. And Tiffany tried to fire him, even though the board of the board was like, we can't fire him. He's a whistleblower and he has legal protection. But child, she fired him anyway. Now that's that, right? But let me tell y'all what she did. Let me tell y'all what she did, y'all. Y'all, the chat is not moving. I don't know what's going on with the chat. So if y'all talking, I don't see it. The chat's not moving. Let me tell hold on. Let me see what's going on with this chat. Because I don't know if y'all are talking or not. Because I can't see nothing in the chat. Hold on. Y'all might not be talking. But hold on. Let me see. It's not moving on your end either. I jumped. Okay. Okay. Maybe y'all just not talking. Okay. No, y'all don't have to talk. I just wanted to make sure because sometimes the chat will freeze up like that. She's the mayor of Dalton, right? Yeah, she's also the supervisor of Thornton Township. Absolutely, yes. So the board fired the acting chief of police, Lacey. They fired him. They said, turn in your badge, turn in your weapon. Thank you for your services. Y'all, why the next day? So he was fired as he was the acting chief of police when he was fired. Y'all, why she hired him the next day as the chief of police? Why she turn around and gave that man his job right back? And instead of the acting chief of police, she just gave him the job as the chief of police. Mind you, there's a whole process. Be honest, there's a whole process where he has to be approved by the board before he can become the actual chief of police. She said, if y'all gonna fire him, fine. I'm just gonna rehire him. And she changed the locks, child. The board, she locked the board out. The board changed the locks, baby. She changed the locks back. The board came back and changed the locks again. And allegedly, I don't know how true this is. This hasn't been confirmed by the news yet, not as of before I went live. Allegedly, there was a whole standoff there today because the police, the rank and file of the police, they did a vote of no confidence in Chief Lacey. They were like, listen, we don't want him as our chief. We have no faith in him. We don't want him here. The board appointed a new acting chief of police by the name of Guest. Now, allegedly, there was a whole standoff today between Tiffany, her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, I had to write these names down, and the chief of police that got fired, Lacey, and the new chief of police, and they were showed up with a locksmith so they could change the locks back. Child, this woman is really, really, really unhinged. Like, she is really unhinged, y'all. There was thank you, share my love. There was a standoff today. Y'all, this woman is unhinged. Do you hear me? Now, there's been a few little odds and ends, a few other odds and ends going on, but I have to do a whole separate live to just get into all of that because there's been so much stuff going on with her. Child, we know about we know about Lightfoot's report. Child, they done froze the bank account. Child, there's all kinds of stuff going on. But there's really something wrong with her. Like, it really, 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 really something wrong with her. Okay. With that being said, we're about to head on over to the DNC, y'all. Remember, El Teddy is going live. Let me check to see what time his live is. Hold on. Because I think he had an interview to do first, and then he was going live. So let me see what time he's scheduled to live for. He scheduled it for 8:45. So El Teddy be going live at 8:45. I may jump over there, you guys. Just gonna depend on once I get myself ready for work tomorrow, take my shower and all that good stuff. Depend on how I feel. Because I said I may be laying down watching the DNC until I fall asleep, child. And I already threatened El Teddy to fall asleep on his panel. Anyway. Did she use a child credit card to buy? Child, remember? I don't know. Remember, she spent $40,000 at Target, and she did have some charges at Wayfair. So, child, she probably did. Anyway, All right, you guys. I will talk to y'all later. Let me get off of here. Thank y'all for being here again. Thank you guys for your support with the Black Girl Vitamins. Get on over there. Order you some Black Girl Vitamins. Use the code ReallyBTV for 20% off and free shipping. Y'all can't beat that. Okay? Let me know how you like it, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.